You were taught, instructed, and guided to be a mirror, nothing more. School taught you intellect over intelligence, nothing more. When there is nothing intelligent about intellect itself, you may use intelligence, you may use intellect to convey intelligence. You were born intelligent, but then school and your parents used their intellect to try to get you to be like them, to try to get you to do what they wanted, to try and shape you, and you wanted to people please, so you started acting like a mirror. And while it serves everyone to see our reflection in other people and the environment, there's entire modes of perception where it's all you can see. So it's always going to be there. But even while it's always there, it can serve you rather than play against you. It doesn't always have to be a people-pleasing situation. This is what people need to unlearn. You need to unlearn everything that you thought you knew to be true and stop looking anywhere externally for validation. Get your information externally, sure. And from within, from everywhere. Information is everywhere for the taking. Get your nourishment, left, right, and center, everywhere. Above, below, get nourishment. Breathe it in. Get information, breathe it in. But your validation, that is yours, and yours alone, your free will, your God-given gift, your birthright, your conscience, your little voice inside that says if this is right for you or not right for you. And then it's never a question of is this right or is this wrong, because it's not about pleasing the other person. It's about, is this right for you or is this wrong for you? And this is what I'm doing here on my channel. I'm leading everybody back to their hearts, back to figure out what is your own authenticity. Only you can figure that out, how to get there. Click like and subscribe if you want to see more. I work in a very guided way. Right now there is a collective wave. I'm seeing that, it's the heart and it's the womb. It is the mother wound. Mostly, men and women, like equally, but it's affecting men differently than it's affecting women because a man's first love was his mother. So the way that men are feeling this mother wound right now is they're looking externally for someone to fill that hole, that perceived hole, where all they really need to do is let the light in that, of course, their mother loved them. Of course. Even if their physical 3D body showed the opposite, they were absent or alcoholic or whatever, of course, your mother's soul loved you because you're of the same soul family and share the same blood, and you guys got together and made a contract before coming down that you would have these roles to play. So let me assure you, your mother loves you so much. And you just need to let her soul's love into your heart. Separate the illusion from the truth. This is like a video game. And your mother just didn't beat the level. She got compromised by archons, if that's your situation. And for women also, you need to give the soul grace. Realize your mother, of course, she loves you. It's an eternal, infinite love. The divine mother is the same love that flows through every mother and every woman. It's in our DNA, and it is Isis and Ishtar and Mary and every divine mother in every form. The divine feminine even contains the masculine. This is the cosmic womb and the cosmic egg expanding. The unconditional love that only a mother has. Your mother has for you, and so does Gaia. This unconditional love is omnipresent. Omnipresent. It's the love of God pervading on the earth. This is the divine feminine. So just feel that and let that enter your womb if you're a woman, and your ovaries, and your heart. And if you're a man, just feel yourself in your mother's embrace right now. Feel her. Kiss the top of your head. Feel yourself embraced by her, your head on her bosom. And hear her when she says, "I love you." And let those words fill your bones and your blood and your muscles and your heart. And let it serve as a shield of protection, knowing that you are loved. Because what happens with men when they didn't receive a steady, consistent type of love from the mother, and it's kind of the feminine version of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, the type of women that they end up attracting in the future is if they have a pure soul inside, if their anima inside is like a Snow White, say, just very pure. They're pure with their emotions. That's the type of man who tends to martyr himself to women, and these women are just crazy. And it's like one after the other, and each one has a different kind of illness, a different brand of crazy, but they're all the same, just they lack the fundamentals to begin with. It's not beautiful, it's not nourishing. The archetype at play here, the storyline, if you really want to simplify things, you could see it as each of these women, the common thread was that they knocked at your door disguised as a beautiful woman, just asking for a glass of water. And you were kind enough to just open your door to any beautiful woman asking for a glass of water. Didn't quite have your feelers up because, well, you're Snow White, you're all pure. You weren't thinking of protecting yourself from this woman. She offered you an apple when she left, like the girl offering her phone number. And it turned out that that apple was poison. And she was actually a wicked old witch hag, full of black magic, basically a possessed woman. All of these women, it was none of their souls that did that to you. They were all possessed by a particular archon. You could say of this egregore, the old hag. No matter what age, she could have been 21. Beautiful on the outside, and then you discover, this can of worms. What is this? So to protect yourself from that in the future, you have to not have that hole in your heart to be always just opening it to any beautiful woman. When you don't have a hole in your heart, you look through the peephole first. You say, who is that? You're suspicious of people on the outside because you know there's all kinds of people out there. And your home is a castle. When you're full of love, your soul love, there's no confusion in your mind. You're in alignment, mind, body, soul, my thoughts, emotions, and actions for your internal monarch, your internal ruler within. This is your internal validation, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. And they're all in alignment where you know I am worthy of love. I have a Snow White purity inside as my feminine side. I am worthy of love. The Snow White is worthy of living in a castle with a big gated entrance. And to get into that castle, they have to pass through your guides first before getting there. You have to know this. You have to be centered inside of your castle and know that nothing can get in unless it's meant for you. If it's meant for you, it will feel really easy to let that in. It won't be wondering, paging, who's at the gates, who is it? No, if it's really meant for you, she's one of the guests already at the dinner inside of your castle because she's already in your heart. Because it's the music, there's no beginning and no end. Time is an illusion. So whoever is meant for you, there will be a knowing. There will be a recognition and a knowing of a good kind, not of a, I know this is the same entity as before, because there's two different kinds of knowings. But when you're in alignment and you can hear your own heart and what it's saying, then you know the difference because you're clear. You're in alignment and you know exactly who you are, and that's what makes you unfuckwithable. And this is what I'm here to help you with. If you want help. If you don't want help, then no, you're here to help yourself. So I'm here to join forces with whoever's ready to step up and ascend. Ascension. It's actually going up levels or spiraling up levels. And when you do that, you have to get a little bit lighter each time, and you got to leave behind baggage. And it's beautiful. It's only scary for the very first time that you do this work. After that, you realize, oh, I like feeling light. Let's do this again. Let's get lighter and lighter and lighter. Until you feel so great that you realize, aha, that castle really was within me all along. It's nothing to look for outside. I am the castle. I am what it is that needs protecting. And whoever else may be inside your castle. So to not be a mirror, to unlearn the mirror thing. It helps to take psilocybin mushrooms, take a peek behind the veil. Just to start to get in touch with your own inner voice. Now, it's another thing entirely when you're in a cult situation where they're not letting you hear your own inner voice and they're trying to tell you what that inner voice is. See, that's the difference. So if you had a parent, especially one with credentials, an academic or anyone with an inflated ego, that could even be a shaman, and they're telling you it's like this and only this way, that's their truth, only their way. And they would be taking away your free will to force you to have the whole constructed world that's just their way. That's their world that they're sharing with you. So essentially what they're really saying is, if you want to live in my world, you have to see things like this. And so this is where it gets difficult with your friends and family members, because you realize by standing in your own truth, they may no longer accept you in their world, their entire constructed village and city. And the bigger ego they have, the less place that you have in there. And of course, spiritual egos exist. They're constructing whole cities and towns for other people to live in, to learn in. So you got to be really careful what guru, master that you follow. That's why I tell everybody, don't follow me, follow your own inner heart. And the messages that I give, I prefer to give metaphor images, because these don't lie. These are working on the egregore level. They just apply across the board. They're the same images that, spirit gives, or mushrooms, or essentially it's higher intelligence speaking directly to your soul, escaping the English language. There's many messages in a single image, and there's usually some comedy involved to keep it light, because that's the most important thing, to keep your energy high. It's like when you're deep diving, the mistake that a lot of people make is to lower their energy. And deep diving isn't about lowering your energy. It's about taking the low energy and bringing it up to see it more clearly and retrieve the diamonds from the dog shit and flush the rest. So this is what I do. Please like, share, subscribe if you get me, or if you want to get me. I do have that heretic archetype. If you do get me, just know you're an actual genius, because so am I. It takes a genius to get me. And I talk directly to your genius. I believe everybody's got a genius inside of them. That's who I'm aiming at. So know that you are a genius. Doesn't matter what your marks in school were. Genius is genius. It is multi-layered, multi-level perception that's always seeking, always curious, always exploring, always has that childlike attitude, not childish. And that's the real genius. Children. The future. I'm rambling, so I'm just going to end this here. Until next time.